The Bright Midnight Gravel Ultra, over 1,100 kilometres through some of the best gravel riding in the world. I'd spent months looking forward to this event, but before I'd even reached the first checkpoint, something wasn't right. I was exhausted, questioning whether I should even continue. This wasn't the race I imagined, but it had turned into a trip I'll never forget. Here we are then, rolling down to the start of Bright Midnight 2026 in Tolga on it's been a wet start to the morning, but it's stopped raining at the moment. This is a 1,100 kilometre gravel adventure in Norway. I arrived into Oslo on Friday evening and stayed in Oslo, and then got this wonderful scenic train on Saturday morning up to Tolga, where I met some of the other riders. Then stayed in this house who hosted about 17 of us. An awesome host, made us dinner, made us breakfast, really took care of us, and had a lovely little bed in a Harry Potter style cupboard. Not quite sure what the weather's got in store today. Sort of rain, then no rain, then rain, then no rain, so we'll have to see what happens. Don't really want to frame it as a race because that kind of puts additional stress on. So yeah, let's go and have a nice time in Norway. Hi. I think we're on for a bit of a layer on, layer off type vibe. Taking the raincoat off. Lots of other people also layering off. Yeah! Hi. Well, this is the graveliest of gravel. Better than most UK roads near where I live anyway. Oh, some nice views as well. Well, there we are, 1 hour in. A little psychological barrier broken there. Not gonna lie, it's been quite a stressful build up to this one, mainly me stressing myself out. Where am I gonna be at this time, the packing, the weather, take this, take that, get to the station, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to promise myself now just to ride in the moment, taking the scenery, and let the road guide me to wherever I may end up. Thank you, thank you. Oh, it's raining. Put my rain trousers on. Sheltering from the rain. So about 50k in, 2 hours 38. Now it's just a little shelter, chucking it down. So I stopped under there to put on my rain pants, waterproofs. A few people joined me, and now we're rolling along on this now damp gravel road. Rain pants coming off now. Layer on, layer off. Oh, I'm back on some smooth stuff after a very up and down rough section through those woods. It's not all glorious gravel. Norway also has its fair share of gates. A bit more technical as well, you've got to lift like a piece of wire up. Gate 101. And coming up next we've got a 500 metre elevation gain climb over 4.5k. Some very red bits. Otherwise it's going to be a fun one. And now we're hiker biking. First bit hiker bike. Oh, this is mad. At 25%. Still going up, even steeper in the next bit. This has been a tough one. Another 100 metres to go up. About 1.2k. Whew. And that is 100k. 5 hours, 45 elapsed, 5:15 riding, but there's a chunk of hiker bike in there. The rest of the time is probably taking layers off and on. We have got about 33k to Oppedal. I think there's a couple of climbs in the middle, including a 6k one, saying it's about 2 hours away. So I'm going to probably stop there, have a little restock, take stock, and then see where we go next. Oh, every time you have a bit of a bad patch though, the scenery when it appears through the trees is absolutely stunning. I've got the camera mounted slightly differently today, just for this first day. Probably it's a bit easier to have it strapped to the bike rather than having it in my hand and dodging riders, etc. So yeah, we'll see what the footage is like when we get back, but we might have a bit more Tom on cam later in the ride. Just been in a petrol station. What did I have? Had a hot dog, Coke, crisps. Hopefully that'll get me going again. Bought some Snickers, and it is quite cold now after being in that warm garage. Well, it says it's 12 degrees, but it feels colder than that. So we've got 70 kilometres until another place I can't pronounce, Sonnemarten or Sonnen something, where there's a pizza place, and then after that, if I choose to do it, there's about another 40, 50k to the DMT mountain hut. And we're straight into a big headwind, which has been a bit of a theme of the day. Chilly headwind coming from the east, I think. I've just done something that feels a little bit, not ultra, shall I say. I booked a hotel at about 200k in, about 40 kilometres away in Soren. I didn't really have a plan for this whole bright midnight. I've essentially got until Saturday morning to finish it. And what I really wanted to do is come for a good time and not actually destroy myself. And the last couple of nights I've slept really badly. And other people might get like this. I kind of worked myself up into a bit of state, probably a mix of excitement and nerves, and I already feel knackered. And I had the choice of basically ride the 200k to this town where I guarantee a hotel and hopefully a reasonable sleep, or I push on another 40k with a big climb to a mountain hut, but probably shared bunks, and my experience of shared bunks in other races is not getting any sleep. So I've taken the decision. I am going for the hotel. And there he is, looking like a bit of a mess. You last saw me, or heard from me, coming into Sondosora, about 40k away, and in the interim my camera filled up in terms of memory, and I got absolutely soaked. I got to the town, had a pizza, and now I have come to the hotel room and it's Operation Dry Stuff Out, including my bib shorts. It's been a pretty epic day, and the weather's not been, I don't know, not super bad, but it's been very cold and raining off and on, so it's been a lot of layering off. Oh, I'm tired. But yeah, I basically called it quits today. Staying in this hotel, hopefully get a decent night's sleep, and then carry on tomorrow. And I came here to have fun, and actually coming to this hotel tonight makes me do that in a way, because, you know, there's no way I'm going to be anywhere near the front. There's no ambition there at all anyway, and this just means I have to enjoy the ride and see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to finish my packing or unpacking and drying, etc., and then I'm going to go to sleep. So I'll see you in the morning. Right, here we are then, day 2, rolling out of the hotel about 7 a.m. I was in there probably for about 10 hours, but didn't get much sleep again. My heart was still sort of beating, pounding from the day. So today's plan, we are going up largest climb up to a plateau to checkpoint 1 in a minute, down this stunning valley. But my overall plan for the day is I've booked another hotel about 100 miles today, so slightly shorter than yesterday, and hopefully have a good rest up later on and try and revive. But remember, we're doing this for the fun, not for the pure suffering, so let's see what we see today. Oh, some absolutely epic waterfalls in this valley. We are on to the big climb. Well, I've got 550 metres of elevation gain left, 8 kilometres. I think it goes up that, zigzagging up that wall somewhere at the end of this valley. Oh, but it's hot going up. It's kind of like hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Story of the trip so far. Brief stop to take in that view, and you can see where we've come up the mountainside. Beauty. Nearly at the top. Pretty stunning up here, but a bit chilly. We're at the top of that climb, and stunning views. We're about 20k-ish from checkpoint 1, it's like a mountain hut where you can call in and get some food and stuff. So yeah, my plan is to stop there, get a hot drink or something. That is the next stop. Wow. Yeah, I was feeling a bit rough when I got to that mountain hut, so I didn't really sleep again, or sleep very much at all last night. Rested, but no sleep. But yeah, sorted myself out slightly. Had quite a few glasses of orange juice and apple juice, water, hot chocolate, 3 bowls of porridge with honey and syrup, and some sort of egg dish as well. And now we're just rolling on this, well, incredible views on this road, this gravel path. And in a minute, I think we've got a 40 kilometre descent. Woo! It's good to have a quick spin round and see where you came from. Look at that. Amazing. Guess we're in the fjords now. Pretty cool sight. There's a view for you. Stunning. Keep saying stunning. That's what it is. Andalsnes. That's where I am staying, Andalsnes. 78k. But I've got a 7k 500 metre climb that we're just starting here. Then I think we're a bit more rolly after that. And there we are at the top. Time for a bit of layer on. Whew! That was quite tough because that's the warmest it's felt actually since this whole trip began. I think it's 19 degrees rather than just a few degrees. So I'm about 30-ish k from the hotel. I think if you can see on the camera the other side of the water, I think I've got to go round there, around the headland somewhere. It's been a little bit of a struggle along there, it's like a headwind, but we're getting there. Then we're still remembering to take in the view. Here we go, about 10k from the hotel. Just spoke to my wife on the phone and feeling quite good at the moment. But yeah, we'll see how we feel tomorrow after hopefully, please hopefully, a decent night's sleep. Supermarket Central. Every supermarket going. Bumfries, Kiwi, Circle K. What a dreamy place. So I am in another hotel. I did about 100 miles today. So I didn't really sleep last night again. So I'm hopefully going to sleep tonight. I'm just going to chill for a few hours before I go to bed. Not really set an alarm and just see how I feel when I wake up. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the scenery, that kind of thing, but the actual event, I'm just not really in the right frame of mind. Be able to just sort of see how it goes and maybe just end up enjoying my time in Norway. But as for the hotel, there's amazing views. I finally slept last night, which was amazing. I am going to head off in a minute. It's probably nearly 11 a.m, so having a right late start, but not taking it for granted in terms of the recovery from how I felt. I'm going to have a crack at the Trollstigen Pass, I think that's how you say it today, and then get to the top of that, and if I'm feeling okay, then I'm going to carry on, and I'm going to get a hotel not too far away, maybe 75k, again just another simpler day. So yeah, let's try and make the most of my time in Norway. Here we go. Here we go then, up there somewhere. Proper touristing up here, that's like probably one of the biggest waterfalls I've ever seen. Views down to the valley. Still got another 600 metres of climbing, no, 529 metres of climbing. Lovely! But yeah, feeling super, well not feeling super, but much more like myself after having a decent sleep last night. Wow, look at that. Look down there. Incredible. Round about 20k from the ferry, that'll take us over to Stranda, I think, where I'll book my hotel. It's going to be a shortish day, mile-wise, only about 50 miles, but kind of wanted to reset and not put myself straight back into a hole again after the last couple of days. Not a bad place to stop for crisps and some Coke. Stunning view. They're about 15 kilometres away from the ferry, and then I'll be where I'm staying. So yeah, short day, tourist day. Making the most of it. Trying to find, well I think I found it again, the joy. Woo-hoo! Woo! Long line of tunnels. On the Garmin, they show us a climb, so it's not too bad. Did say 500 metre climb, but it's probably more like 200, because it thinks we're going up and over, when in reality we're going under, because the remaining grade on Garmin is 40%. Woo! Ferry is down over there somewhere, I think, across the water to that town. You can see in the distance. Oh, it's getting a bit cloudy though. And jump up another small climb. I keep getting hot and then cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. There we are, waiting for the ferry. So back in another hotel already. Did about 80k today, not very far. But it was really good. That Trollstigen Pass was amazing. I felt reasonably okay. I'm now in this little town by a fjord, and I'm going to go and get some food from the shop, come back, chill out for a bit, and then go and find a pizza or something like that. I'm going to stay here tonight, obviously, have a good sleep. They've got breakfast at 7, so I'll have a big breakfast, and then take on a longer day tomorrow. And we're on to day 4. Stayed at the hotel last night. Had a fairly okay sleep, not perfect, but we slept. Had a lovely big pizza for dinner, breakfast at the hotel, and now we're rolling again on what's basically become a bikepacking trip. I think I'm going to cut a big chunk of the course out, but we'll decide when we get to that junction, maybe later today. For now, let's try and enjoy some of this stunning scenery. So nearly an hour in this morning, well 45 minutes, making my way down this stunning valley, or up this stunning valley. In a minute there's a turn for a long hiker bike section, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to cruise by. It's officially no longer in the event, but I'm just going to carry on, as I say, and enjoy the time in Norway. Got a 3.7 kilometre tunnel which avoids the hiker bike trudge that goes up there. Maybe another time I would have done it, but not this trip. Oh yeah! Look at that for a view. Not the bike. On this 15-ish kilometre climb taking us up to around 600 metres and back on some gravel. Woo! Yeah, I stopped quickly in Hellsnet, I think it's called. Big P&O cruise ship parked up. Had a cheeky can of Coke and got a bit more water. There we go. Climb, climb, climb. Getting a little bit chunkier as we get towards the top of this sort of 500 metre vert climb. Whew. Not super soft gravel. Yeah, right next to this big lake. Cheeky water crossing, but I'm going to go over this little bridge. Not risking going through there. Oh, it's a heavy bike, heavy bike. Just going to walk this a little bit loose, well not loose, a bit slippery. Oh, that was a very steep, loose, rocky descent. But we got down for a little bit of walking, and now we're back on a bit of road going around this very beautiful emerald lake. Hey, little sheepies. Cheeky little roadside picnic outside Joker before we do a big 1,000 metre climb. Oh, so that was a lunch stop. Now we're starting a big climb, about 1,000 metres of elevation gain. Let's do it! Oh, that was spicy. We're more or less at the top, another 45 metres to go, and you can see snow on the hills and there's a ski lift there. Not super chilly. I imagine a couple of days ago it would have been absolutely horrendous up here. So we're in about 15 degrees. So I'm still going to layer up in a little bit when we get to the top. And then we have a long general descent. Yeah, pretty nuts up the top here. 1,150 metres up. Not super cold, say 14 degrees. And this gravel is that proper lovely smooth stuff that we saw a couple of days ago. There is champagne gravel and then there's Norwegian champagne. It's got to be a vintage champagne gravel, something like that. Super smooth. You guessed it, another cheeky little bit of hiker bike. So after carting my tent around for the last few days, we finally got a little setup on this little campsite down in Lom. We've been out for dinner, pizza and chips, lovely stuff. Then I'm going to finish setting up the tent, relax, and then work out what we're going to do tomorrow. But yeah, it's quite a big day today, about 190k, some good amount of climbing. So I was a bit cooked at the end. And if you're wondering why it's called Bright Midnight, this is nearly 11 o'clock at night in the tent. This is how light it is. There we go, all packed up for day 5, ready to go. Going to be taking the shortcut to Vagamo in a minute. I think it's about 30k. Then we rejoin the course much further into the third section of the route. Yeah, had an okay sleep, I think. Well, there's a weird like nightclub somewhere, so quite loud music until about 3 AM, which wasn't ideal, but not the worst one of the trip. So yeah, let's get moving. So back on the course now. We have just had a big resupply because the next shop is about 90 kilometres away, and we're just about to start a big 10k climb up onto kind of plateau, I guess, and I think the climb is off-road. But yeah, met some of the other riders looking in a variety of different states, and yeah, the weather's a bit strange. It's sort of warm and cold at the same time. Maybe it's cloudy or a cold breeze, I'm not really sure. Good views. Oh, tough one. First 4K's been about 10% plus. Now we're onto some gravel again. Another 5.5K, 201 metres of elevation gain. Oh, and we're nearly at the top. That first 5K was hard. We've got another 56 metres of climbing over. It's like 2.6K or something. But yeah, we're sort of coming out into one of these really cool gravel plateaus. Very good scenery. Just coming down through this valley. Stunning scenery again, and pretty decent gravel. Easy. Look at that. Mountains in the distance. Not that far actually, to be honest. This is a cool little forest. It's some sort of like lichen or something like that. Back up to 1,000 metres, we've got a couple more climbs, and then we drop down to a town about 23k away. So it's been about, how far? 67k so far without anything to stop for, apart from taking in views, etc. Still got a bit of water left, so hopefully see me to the end. Ah, this is more like it, back on that nice hard packed gravel after a big stint on some proper rough stuff. What? Back on some tarmac after about 82k off-road with some proper rough sections. Heading down now to get some more water, and then I'm going to work out what to do. I think I'll have about 70k to the end, but I'm still here tomorrow, so I might see who's available to stay in the area, and then have a nice evening and a roll in to Tolga tomorrow, make the most of it. Okay, that's the remote section done. Stopped for burger and chips, and I've booked a hotel 30k away from here. It's 66k to the finish, but I thought rather than push through and arrive really late and I haven't actually finished the route, have I may as well make the most of today, stay at a hotel, and then have a cheeky sort of 40k ride into Tolga tomorrow. Have a lovely, well, hopefully have a lovely breakfast at the hotel as well. So yeah, a little 30k push, and then can chill out for the rest of the day. Got a little cheeky up and down section to get around this closure. God, it's like mosquitoes sitting in here as well. Bloody hell. Oh my goodness, that felt like a big day. Well, about 200-ish K, and I have now arrived in this hotel. I'm only 33 kilometres from the end, but I've decided to have a good rest, hopefully, and then enjoy rolling in to the end tomorrow rather than rushing back tonight and getting back at midnight. But look at this for a view. Lovely stuff. Well, this is more like it. 24 degrees and sunny in Tisnet. Stopped to get myself an ice cream. This time last week around this area it was about 7 degrees and raining. So yeah, now it's feeling a little bit more like a holiday. 10k to go on the ultra turn bikepacking holiday. So for the last 30 seconds of footage available to record, I am done. I've been to the HQ, dropped my tracker back. Now just having a cheeky little snack before I make my way back up that hill over there to where I'm staying tonight. Probably get the bike packed away, ready to go home. But yeah, it's been a really good time here in Norway, and if you're thinking of coming cycling in Norway, I can highly recommend it. So here we are back at where I'm staying, which has got an amazing view down in Tolga. Staying here tonight and then back on the train to Oslo tomorrow. But what an experience it's been in Norway. So this one's taken a little while to process. I clearly didn't get the result I went out for in terms of finishing the event. I put too much pressure on myself going into it, and as you saw, that probably resulted in the inability to sleep and recover and to basically carry on and push myself to where I know I probably can. But once I kind of let go of those maybe silly aspirations, I was able to relax, and as you can see, I had a really good bikepacking adventure in Norway. If anything, I think it reinforced to me that the result is kind of secondary for these things, particularly someone like me who's definitely going to finish outside of the top 10 or probably even top 20. Going there and obtaining those memories and experiences and bringing them back, treasuring them, I think that's the real result you get out of doing an event like this. And one thing for certain, Norway is a pretty cool country to ride in. So if you're thinking of going, as I already said earlier in the video, definitely go and do it. Hopefully you enjoyed that little insight into the Bright Midnight race in Norway, which obviously turned into Bright Midnight bikepacking experience. If you did, check out some of the other videos on my channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.